Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's reading for the week and for the moment, whichever you prefer to take it as. I'm coming in today on Monday, March 24th, 2025, and we're going to start with just a couple of deep breaths and energy clearing of this space and wherever you are, and intending that it is complete already. So if you're able to, you're welcome to get into a position where you can feel into relaxing your body and coming to your center. But if you're also on the move, it's okay, and just quiet down anything maybe that's in your surroundings and do something to shift so that you can be a little bit more present to this grounding, centering moment. And you may or may not hear this, but there is a bell that I'm going to ring. So we'll see if it gets picked up. Let's go ahead and do a brief body scan. So just bringing your awareness to the different parts of the body that I mentioned, and just noticing sensations, colors, feelings, and just letting it be an observation. So from the top of your head, just above, and then as if it's like a scanner, like something copying, like in a scanning device, you're going to imagine that with your attention and just scan from the top of your head down across your face, across your throat space, across your shoulders and your chest and your back. Notice if there's different sides of your body that have different sensations. Down your torso, down your spine, across your hips, your calves, or your thighs, and then your knees, and then your calves, your feet, and just below the feet energetically, even if you're cross-legged. Okay. With the awareness of places that are tight or imbalanced, with the next scan, we are bringing the scan of light that is going to be rebalancing those energies, breathing spaciousness where it's tight, and recirculating our energy flow to one that is of a spiral shape, that is going clockwise and flowing. And as it's flowing, it is releasing dense and decayed and completion energy, and it's breathing in with every breath into that spiral from the center, which is connected to your heart. Newness, fresh energy, renewal, and it's like breathing and blowing through your body and your system. A cleanse, an energetic cleanse. Starting from the top of your head, work the focus down and just breathe. Just focus on breathing. And that energy of renewal is moving its way down your body, lingering in certain spaces that it needs to linger. Just trust it's happening. You don't have to take the lead. Just breathe. Let the light scan down across your chest, down your spine, across all your chakra systems, across your hips, down your legs and knees and feet, and down as far as feels right below the feet. And from the earth, be open through your feet to receive the energy and love and care and warmth from the earth, going up your feet, up across your knees, your legs, your hips, into the heart space where it meets the light that came from above and spirals. And moves outward. Let's take a deep breath, filling in as much as you can from below your chest, down near the belly button. And coming back to the space you're in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, thank you so much for joining that. And that helped me as well. And we're going to get into a card reading for today. And I have this deck. I like to use these cards because I've only felt drawn to one, and it's this one. But I also brought out this card deck, which is The Secret Language of Light. And I feel a little bit of resistance with it, but it's like not the same kind of message, but it's something that I feel like might have a deeper thing for us to look at. Sometimes a way to clear energy, a way to like refresh a space is literally with blowing, which is funny because the first card that fell out was a change in the wind, which is like has to do with air, and air has to do with spirit and the wind and blowing and things like that. Sometimes if the wind is really strong, you could see if it has a message for you. Just listen and hear what it has to say, and it comes in for me like a voice. So all of these cards flipped out. So let's see what it looks like. So I feel like it's reversed like this. Okay. Yeah. All right, so the first one on this deck, which really resonates with a change in the wind, is flexible. Then we have chaos and conflict, thinker in reverse, truth be told in reverse, and time for a nap in right side up. So I'm going to like take a moment and to like get the message, receive the message from this array of images for today and for whoever's listening and whatever is the message for today. So 2 weeks ago is when I recorded the last video, and then I took a pause to reground from after a trip, and then that 2 weeks ago video, you're welcome to go check it out, because I think it really ties into today, and it's like basically it's a similar message, or similar, we're going through a similar energy, because 2 weeks ago the message was a lot about this card, a change in the wind. I'm almost wondering if the energy of the cards are cleared, but I get the feeling that they are, that this is for today as well. And so basically we are still going through this change in the wind as like an overarching theme for today and for the now moment. But beneath that, within that message of like what's going on right now, so you are still in that changing space. You are still experiencing being carried by the universe and just kind of living life day to day, not able to really do much beyond what the space you're having in this little like castle. Everything's being taken care of in that change, and you just have to let that be what it is. You're being carried forward, and yeah, just, finding ways to engage with the world today while you're in that midst of change is going to be helpful. But within that overarching theme, there's also some other messages. So I'm just going to take a minute to look. Okay, I'm going to do this one at a time because that's usually how it works best for me, actually. So this card is definitely pointing to the season and the flexibility that's required within springtime. And as you can see, there's like all these little flowers, and the grass is verdant, it's green, which is not wintertime. When I look outside where I am in the seasons right now, it's like still kind of dreary colors. The fresh green grass hasn't grown yet. And so that's what this card is really pointing to, is that we're entering the season of spring. Even like how she's kind of like springing on her hands, being flexible to approach what comes your way in a fun and playful energy is going to be helpful as you navigate the changes that are happening in a grand scale, but also the changes that you have been calling for in your life. Maybe earlier in the year you like set intentions, or you've had this dream vision in your heart for a while that you've been calling for and feeling alive within you. And so for those changes to take place and that resorting of your reality to happen, kind of like go with the flow and just be prepared to take a breath and sigh it out. If something feels like notice, pay attention to yourself if you feel and notice yourself feeling rigid when you are in a situation, and ask yourself, what's a new way I can approach what's happening around me, whatever the scenario might be, in a way that is more gentle on my body, or more bendable within my body and flexible, and it will be more enjoyable when you when you approach life that way, because rigidity just leads to frustration and arguments and anger, and it's actually a lot of times coming from an egoic place. So remember to come back to trusting in the divine that's carrying you forward, and just be aware of new ways to work with others, new ways to take on leadership roles, or to take a back seat and let others take the lead. Like, try out different approaches to a scenario that you maybe haven't tried before, and approach it with a fun, playful curiosity, to adapt to the changing world as well. Like, you know, nature adapts to the changing climate and evolution of just, you know, we used to have an ice age, so, and then now we don't. So the earth itself also is adaptable, and, you know, changing temperatures and climate that we're experiencing is an example of like being adaptable for how to come through your springtime, even with a changing external environment, if that makes sense. Like your springtime is still here for you to enjoy and to thrive through. And I feel like that also is basically the message for any time that you're experiencing this chaos and conflict card, is to approach it with this playful, flexible approach. And so that was really just a message related to this card. All right. Things are going to feel a bit upside down for at least right now. Maybe, I don't know how long, maybe a few days, while some of the energies kind of settle and come into formation through this chaos, this change in the wind. There's going to be some things that literally feel upside down, which makes sense because we are in Mercury in retrograde, and I haven't been following the star alignments that much this past few weeks, even though there's like a lot. I think because there's so much happening, I'm just like, I just don't want to don't want to deal with that. I'm just going to go with whatever I'm feeling day to day. So, however, things are feeling upside down. I also noticed how when I laid out my pillow, this was upside down, and I felt like that was I don't know if this is the word, but poignant for the message that and where I'm feeling right now. So this must be a collective feeling, even though I know my feelings are also related to my hormonal cycle and where I'm at right now. This is like the earth upside down. Like when it's right side up, this doesn't feel right now. This feels right. Meaning like this is the true reflection of what the energy feels like right now, where your grounding is literally like upside down. And what that does is it helps you to see things from a new perspective. When the energy is reversed, it's actually an opportunity to see things from a new perspective so that you can detach from whatever it is that you like the cycle to let go of, and to like fully enter your springtime with like completely fresh new ideas, completely new ideas of how to cultivate and nurture those ideas going forward, how to bring these creative projects to life. Like there's going to be this reversal is just an opportunity to detach from old ways of approaching creative projects or visions. And yeah, I think these two cards are just saying that. Like, I don't know if I have anything else within the actual phrases that are written other than that. I think it has to do with strategy and following your heart. Maybe a little bit paused right now. Wait for the moment that it feels right to go forward, and wait for the natural inspiration of what your heart calls you forward to come to you, rather than searching for it, because now is not the time that it may come through so clearly. It will happen in maybe like a week or so, or 2 weeks maybe, where the energy will come back into motion, and you will have clarity on your strategy, clarity on what it is your heart is calling for, and it will come into your life with more ease and grace and in steps. That's the thing about the creative process of what we're bringing to life. It's not all at once. It happens in steps. So yeah, then the next card is time for a nap. So that really makes sense with all of this together. I'll show you again. that we're in a retrograde. We're in a time of like reversal, pause, reflection, rearranging our focus, and being okay with just not wanting to do much, because right now, beyond our human self, the energies are rearranging themselves externally in like the quantum and the spiritual realm. And it's better for you to just take care of yourself and take a nap, rest more, continue to be thoughtful about your habits and what you're doing, making sure that you're continuing to have trust and cultivate that connection with a higher source, because that's what's carrying you forward, so that it can help you basically just maintain some sense of balance throughout this reversal period, and sense of balance as things are shifting around you and there's like nothing for you to do. I know sometimes for me the hardest thing about co-creation with the universe and collaboration is when there's like nothing for me to do, but then when there's something for me to do that's really scary, I'm like, maybe not that. So yeah, right now, just notice where there's some resistance. I've had a couple of things on my task list I've been feeling really resistant to. And just take it easy and take care of yourself. Be present to the gifts and see everything as a treasure, no matter how big or small, like a treasure that is an addition to the existence of yourself at all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to pull another card from here on the theme of treasure. Okay, this is just gonna be a shuffle first. I feel like shuffling. Oh, stop it. No. Okay, so I guess the shuffle was also the card pull. Interesting. So this makes sense related to gifts. And it's funny because the memory I'm coming to with this message is last night I was laying in bed and just really appreciating having the cat Serena with me, and how right now she is the gift that's expanding that is bringing expansion of love and companionship into my life. And in this image you see the dancer with the cat, and the dancer can like spin around threads and different things, and the cat can play. So when you're exchanging gifts, there is a cohesiveness and a balance between two parties and their natural talents and what brings them joy, and they complement one another. So remember that some things, like someone might be doing something different, continue to stay true to yourself, because that's what's going to complement the people that you're working with or you're collaborating with, or even just like in your spiritual practices, the connection with the universe. There's a complementary aspect and it's most important because of that to be yourself. Like the dancer, she needs to be the dancer, not the cat. Her trying to be a cat would totally mess up the balance of this relationship, of this union. So it's really important to honor the other people in your life and what they bring to your world, and honor yourself and be true to yourself, and see ways that you actually complement one another through your individuality. And then back to the message of resting is this one, where yin is really about the energy of receiving and receptivity and being present. And that's a lot about springtime. Ideas will come to you throughout this season, and maybe kind of like a little bit trickle, maybe not so much right now, but it may come more and more. And you, in order to receive those messages and ideas, you have to be, it's really important to be present and open and receptive. And a way to really help you with that, at least one thing that I've noticed for myself, and I think it's just universally something that helps people, is to practice regulating your nervous system. If you're kind of spiraling, just do something that helps you come back to your center, whether that be reading or taking a walk, going for a drive and listening to music, just something that is like tending to yourself and coming back to a state of balanced, grateful, joyful, like appreciation for the present moment, and letting go of anything that your mind is wanting to have a resolution or a solution or an answer to. And yeah, because throughout this process of being receptive to and present to ideas or to seeing things in a new light, the universe is arranging a transformation in the energetic realm for you. And as spring continues to unfold, that will become revealed, what that has been, and all winter what it has been, what has been transforming and transfiguring. And yeah, this upcoming next few weeks will be, it's just like the grace period before the flowers bloom and we enter springtime, and the second half of the year where there's more sunshine and we're more alive and present with the gifts that we have, that we now get to receive after planting those seeds and after tending to the soil in the winter and to our root system. Now we get to enjoy and play in the gifts that come from that. And that could even be like these gifts and playing in the gifts of your experience of connecting with the earth and what that has to offer for you. It could be like a very literal image of spring, and it can be a very metaphorical one. I personally really enjoy the literal springtime, especially since I live in a 4-season climate place. And yeah, I've been here all winter and I'm really proud of myself for that. So what have you done this past season of winter that is new and different from the way you approached winter in the past? And what are some things you can celebrate about yourself for that? Accomplishments of things that you've done differently and that actually have been more beneficial to you as a unique person, to your overall well-being. Some things to think about as we transition into a new energetic year. It's important to pause and assess and be like, take stock in what it is that we have accomplished, even if they may not look outwardly big. Maybe they're inwardly important, and they have a ripple effect to the entire planet and the star systems beyond us. So yeah, it's important to bring value to our existence on earth beyond what we produce and what we consume, or if we are fitting the status quo, like our values. There's so much more value to us beyond that. And what are some things this past season that reflect the other side to how you bring value to this planet? All right, so I would say that's for now. I'm also struggling a little bit to share a clear message today. For me, it feels like it's hard a bit. But the last thing we're going to do is some of these cards. So I'm going to shuffle that and set the intention to pull one last message and one last image to summarize what is going to be most helpful to whoever is listening to this. This image of the cats again, the story of the cat last night. And I even felt like an energy move through me when I saw this image. And then the image of the cat in this picture. Animals are so special. So this is the card that came through, and it's divine animals. Yeah, I totally feel that. And this lion is standing between two pillars of strength. But also the two pillars remind me of the number 11, which has to do with being a channel of manifestation, like being the channel that is how things manifest through us as like a physical, like receiver, you know what I mean? Like it can like energy physically moves through our body into the earth, and that's how things like literally manifest into the physical reality. So be fierce as you move forward, knowing that you can create anything. And just an invitation, be open to like take note of different animals that have been especially distinct in your life. And distinct, like for me, cats, you know, I've been really benefiting from having a companion cat to take care of and who snuggles with me, and I really enjoy that experience and that exchange and having the warmth when she lays on my lap. So they can be symbols of spirit guides and protectors that are there with you all the time. And there can be different messages that come up for you through messages can come to you by seeing these symbols and animals, and it can come. I personally take note when it's something repetitive that I notice. So if you notice like a turtle distinctly in your path 3 times and you like notice it, that could be something that's a message for you to look into. Sometimes I just search like spiritual meaning of turtle and then see what comes up. And these animals are guiding us, protecting us, and helping to heal us as we continue to reclaim our power as manifestors and creators of our reality, individually and collectively coming together. Be fierce in your love and your inner deep knowing of whatever truth is currently feeling real for you right now, that you're like really deepening into. And speak it out as well, you know, step by step, speak it out, because the light also cascades over the lion's throat, and the lion has this deep, loud roar that it emits, and it's like ferocious and deep, and it's speaking. It's like a message to speak your truth, especially the truths that are true to your inner, deeper self, connected with your heart space. Yeah, so that's the final message. All right. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Feel free to engage in the different community spaces like chats and comments, and you can also reply to this via email. And yeah, feel free to share if anything specifically resonated for you. If you have any personal reflections, like all of the spaces available to write and submit to a community where everyone else can view is a great way to share those reflections. And I hope you have a beautiful week ahead.